Hey everyone, George here, and decided to make a video uh, about Tavronitis Bridge, just a scenario setup for the moment. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it's going to be the anniversary, or in fact, it is the anniversary of the Battle of Crete. And by the way, I also have here Operation Mercury, the invasion of Crete, but Wardrobe is doing a whole series about that. Um, I got to clean up around here behind the camera before I can set that game up. It's huge, and I'm pretty sure that it won't fit on my table, or I'll try to fit it if I play scenario by scenario. Um, but a recent user or viewer asked me what software do I use. So I'll go over that, and then I won't show you how to set it up because there's documentation about how to set it up. There's numerous plethora of, scenario, of tutorials about how to use VASL and how to set it up. I'm just going to talk to you about Tavronitis Bridge and try to set it up in VASL, and hopefully I'll play it again because I've played it before at a tournament level. And it went down to the wire, down to the last unit, really. So with no further ado, basically what I am using to set up my online play of my board game is VASL with double S. And once you set that up, you can virtually play any board game um, across the pond, over the internet, and from a distance. So just to look at these, some of the modules that are here, I found some of my old favorite games here, including Search for Bismarck, and a few others. We'll look and see if we can find Midway. Midway is another fine game from Avalon Hill, and I might want to get my hands on it. We'll see how things unfold. So I just clicked on M, and I'm looking for Midway. Here. And the graphics might not be exactly the same as in the other, as the original game, but take a look at that. That is the 1964 version of Avalon Hill. I'm pretty sure there wasn't any other version. Taking place on the 4th of June 1942. So, yeah, it is, historically speaking, the Battle of Crete has probably already begun, but we'll look at the scenario card and then I'll show you how I set things up again. As long as people are asking the question, I'm not against redoing a video that's more recent rather than me having to go back and looking for it and ranting all over again. So that's one component. Then you need to get VASL and VASL with one L .info. I'm going to put the links below. And here it is. So you need to download the actual game, the modules, the boards, the overlays and extensions. Now listen, if you don't own the original game, don't bother taking this down or downloading it because it will be completely useless to you if you don't have the board game. If you have starter kit, fine, that's all fine and dandy. I did notice that the loss might not work for starter kit entirely like it's supposed to. It does inadvertently take 2 hex buildings as level 1.5, but there is no level 1.5 in starter kit. And just the same, for starter kit purposes, determining the line of sight is pretty easy, even without a module. So For the moment, I am using VASL version 3.7.5 and 6.6.7 for VASL. I did upgrade to 6.6.8, but I am having issues with it. I'm going to wait to upgrade when version 6.6.9 comes out, and hopefully some of the bugs that I noticed will be resolved by then. I'm a bit finicky when it comes to moving my counters around. I like to be um, uh, agile in doing that. I also have GTS Crete here, but this is the game that preoccupies most of my time, if not all of it. Guys, no jokes about Vassal being a widow maker and whatnot. Um, and before I go any further, I'm going to also give you um, some feedback about the comments that I got about my video about Hollow Legions, which is still just off to my side here. I gotta do something about it in terms of storage. It's still not out of the store bag, and that's bad. All right, so VASL version 3.7 and 6.6.7. With no further ado, let's take a look also at the scenario that I am about to uh, install. So I have a PDF copy of it, of course. Um, Tavronitis Bridge. It's actually a JPEG. Be up there in a moment. There she is. So Malame, 20th of May, 1941. So this is the day after, folks. It's the 21st of May, 2024. So West of Malame, Crete, 20th of May, 1941. I think what the consequences were was that there were heavy German casualties, but at the end of the day, the Germans rallied and expelled the British from that location. I'm going to double check the. Uh, I'm going to double check uh, the history of it. Um, right. So yeah, here it is. Here it is, and it's a very basic one board scenario. Um, there's 2-to-1 odds, but their paratroopers, which are 4.6.8s, are landing, and in a precarious way, I may add. Um, Everybody knows that in the Battle of Crete um, there were heavy casualties on the German side. Um, a couple of things, since I am Greek and I know the proper pronunciation of these places. Malame is Crete. I'm going to have to double check that one. That's one. Another one that a lot of people mispronounce is Hanya and Iraklio. So, or Iraklion if you want to say it in formal Greek. So Iraklion, Malame, and Hanya. I have a cousin that's half Cretan. So let's take a look at the consequences of this battle here. On the descent and landing, Major Braun had lost not a man. This was due to large part to the fact that most of the British AA crews were fighting for their lives at the time. And to the south of gunfire indicated that Major Koch's force was attacking Point 107. Using the riverbank for cover, Braun carefully organized his men and led them forward, hugging the steep slopes. Sighting the bridge ahead, Braun ordered a general charge which overwhelmed the lone New Zealand squad under the bridge and boiled over the banks to attack the machine gun emplacements. Distracted by the sounds of fighting a few hundred yards away to the east and the south, the nervous New Zealanders had been caught by surprise. Despite fighting bravely with the courage of the cornered, they were inundated by grenades and automatic fire. Within minutes, the New Zealand detachment guarding the Tavronitis Bridge was obliterated, and Braun could turn his attention to other matters. Doesn't sound accurate to me. And by the way, as a side note, I am doing this video on a Tuesday night because my esteemed friend uh, Alain Chabot is out in France and he deserves a well earned vacation. But Alain, if you're hearing this video and you're watching it, please come back so we can play some more of your favorite scenarios, Bounding Fire, Into the Rubble. I'll endure the pain, just come back. Well, much to my surprise, the aftermath here was not what I expected, but it's fine. All right. Um, so I just double clicked on VASL 6.67 and I get a little welcome screen. And at this point, you want to load start a new game offline. Click on next and then select the board. And it's a GeoBoard 5. I know, GeoBoard 8 maybe. I kind of recognize the board. 5. There it is. And basically this is supposed to be a stream, not a stream, but a dry riverbed. Um, so let's take a look at the scenario card one more time. Have the scenario card readily available? Sure I do. Maybe I just, yep, let's close this. Here's the scenario card. Okay, so ECs are moderate with a mild breeze from the northwest at start. This is important. The river is dry. So I don't want to see water. It'll throw me off a bit. So you got to click on Tavronitis R and let's see if we can transform. Let's see, water level, stream is dry or river is dry. Let's see if that does it. Apply. No. And if I put river, change to valleys. How's that sign? Apply. And there you go. As you can see, that river went from blue to green, and that's what it's supposed to be. Now, the last time I played the scenario, I know that it went down to the last turn, last close combat. Otherwise, it was true to the historical outcome. So once I have that, I should actually check the other scenario special rules. A mild breeze, the river is dry, Trudeau River hexes as open ground valley, a one-lane stone bridge exists, all orchards are olive groves. Well, olive groves and orchards are great. The only thing that's different is that olive groves afford, I guess, a plus 110, so that's okay. To represent defensive fire from off-board AA assets during the first German movement phase, the German player may attack the British player may attack 2 aerial gliders with a 4 firepower attack, make a separate DR for each attack. The British sniper counter is placed on board just before the gliders land, and the German sniper counter is placed on board at the start of the first British player turn. So it doesn't look like I have to do any more transformations. I just have to keep in mind that board 8 the 8 should be flipped over. So I just click here. Oops, I did that. Apply, and we get done. And then flip it over like this. So 8, and number 8 is here. I'm turning it over like that. Or I can leave it as is. Yeah, I'll put it like that. Depends where you're sitting or who you are, I guess. It makes a difference. And then finish. And then a lovely board will arise that is completely empty and devoid of any, let's see if you see, completely devoid of any units. Um, Everything is a wooden building. The scenario card does not say that anything is turning into stone from wood. Next thing you need to know is let's put this here, and let's put the scenario card here. Next thing you need to know is how to what units you need, and these guys start between hex rows N and T and the bridge. Let's not forget the bridge N and T. Set up in non-road hexes between N and T, between November and Tango. So November is here and Tango is here. November Tango. Interesting. And then we'll figure out how to do the bridge. So, and the gliders come in through the wind change. Okay, so click on this counter button. The 467 is your counter tray, and size it. And now you go to the Allied OB, drop down here, select the British, give the British a sniper counter, and a little turn track counter, and then we go to squads, and we need 5, 4, 5, 8s. You can drag one in like this, click and drag, and clone it by right-clicking, clone. That's 2, and clone again. That's 4, and one is clone is 5. Just go like this, and then you click on some single man counter. We need an 8-1, just 2 liters. They were off having tea and crumpets. So 8-0. Okay, delete 1. We only need 2. There you go. 2 LMGs, support weapons, and they're 2 7s. Underscore range means they have spraying fire. Clone, good stuff. And then 3 foxholes, so you go to other, or info rather, fortify, and the foxholes are 1S, meaning 1 squad per foxhole, and clone, and clone. And that's pretty much the OB for the British. And let's see if we have any British mention of any British generals. Or, sorry, actually these are New Zealanders. Well, we'll name one Freyberg and the other fellow Wilson. How does that sound? Name Freyberg. The other fellow will be Wilson. Attelburg Braun Battalion 1, Sturm Regiment, ELR of 4 versus an ELR 4. British elite squads never cower. Alright, so here we go again with the counter tray. There it is. Notice they include in VASL the St. Mary de la Glise roadblocks, the double-headed roadblock. How that I hope I get to use one day and check it out. So that's the sniper. Here's a sniper. Here is a turn tracker, turn track, and squads. 468s are around here. Elites. We need 10 of those. Just clone them. And Control K is the keyboard. Okay, and then Control K. And select them all and clone Control K. So that's 10, 5 and 5. And then look at these great leaders that they have. All right, single man counters, SMC, 9 minus 2, that would be Braun. Name him, right click and click on name, Braun. Then we have an 8 minus 1, and we'll name the 8 minus 1 Mueller, and the 8-0 as Koch. Name, Koch. Okay, we got our leaders, now some light machine guns, support weapons, SW, 3 lights, 2 mortars. 3 lights. There's a look to be dismantled mortars, 50 millimeter. There they are. At 50M. So I'll just clone it. Very light on OB, but the gliders is, I guess, the only complexity that arises. And it's not really a complexity, it's just a lot of detail. Clone first, and then select both of them and dismantle them, DM. So you have 2 dismantled mortars. Now, where do I get the axis will be air, and we have gliders here, and there are gliders with 14 portage points. It's a big guy. Let's see if we got the right one. Sight check, dive bombers, G bombardment, light shoot gliders. I think the 14 pp is the ones that we're looking at. Star 29, 19. I think 14 pp should be enough. This is weird. Look at that. Has 19. Oh, look at it's the nationality here. So 19 for the American, 29 for the British, and 14 for the Germans. Interesting. It's something that you don't ordinarily notice from for the game. I guess these are white counters in the game. All right, so 2 and clone. So let's continue with the cloning of the gliders and make sure we get 10. That's 4. Click here. Plus 4 is 8. And then grab 2 more from here. And you got 10. I'm going to put them in a neat place so you can pick them up. Oh boy. Part of the scenario card, the outcome of this battle. German flat victory. Kind of find it amazing and ask myself how the heck did the scenario play out quite the opposite from the historical perspective. I guess a lot of people complained, and was the scenario ever Steve Swan? This scenario was previously issued as A1 and has been updated. So I guess it wasn't balanced in the beginning, and it's usually updated because of people complaining of balance or an error of sorts. I don't know, some sort of error. All right, so the next thing I enjoy doing is putting the ELR and the sniper number here. Increase. I increase the sniper number to a 3, and then what I do is I like to put a label, just a little reminder that the ELR is a 4 like this. And there's another info section here, and I think that the German player moves first. Yeah, so it by default Axis always moves first, and then you can put here your ELR and your sniper activation number. So every time you roll, you're reminded of uh, everything. So just leave it there, and let's see what the sniper one is. The Axis is 2, and the Allied is 3, and save, blank. We got that all down. Now, I watched Neil Euland's tutorial, and what I did is I found out that there are overlays that basically allow you to put his HTML grid um, on VASL, and then you can nudge it. So basically, draggable overlays. I think. Well, let's go back to draggable overlays, hex grid, annotations. Okay, and label. No. I think there's a overlay extension here, and there is a, what I'm looking for is the item called HTML placeholder. There it is, HTML placeholder. That's what you want, and put it there. And it's a very short scenario, 5.5 turns, as you can see. So usually what I do at this point is I also have bookmarked Neil's site. So War Games, and go to the table generator. It's a boys' night at the Harris household. I ain't complaining. So vertical is what I'd like to do at this point in time, and it's scenario 93. Scenario number 93. And it's called Tavronitis Bridge. Tavronitis. Scenario date is 20 May 1941. Scenario location, Alame. And they played. I leave that out. So here we got 5.5 turns. 5.5 turns. And who moves first is the Germans. So here I'm going to put anonymous. Uh, Anonymous Hans. Right. ELR is 4. Sniper activation is 2. So there's always a reminder of those important things. Anonymous. Anonymous Ben. Ben is a popular British name. That's British. Actually, it's New Zealand, but do we have New Zealand in here? Yeah, New Zealanders. Am I right or am I wrong? Yeah, New Zealand battalion. Okay, and EOR is 4, and SAM is 3. 1, 3. Let's see something. Oop, it's a picture. Uh, the Germans when at game end if there is no go Brit infantry on, and I'm abbreviating because Neil told me to, between X rows O and S as in Sierra. And you can preview, show HTML, copy to clipboard. Oh, it's this way. There it is. That's really all you need. Okay. Go back to VASL. Go here. Click in there. Right click. HTML code. Then go Control V as in Victor. And I think this does the trick. Okay. And now let's put in a couple of other doodads. Back to the counter tray. We want to put other information and allied. Other information. Unit. Let's go to unit. What the heck? Info. Other. Good. All right. Face track. I like this face track. Put it in there. By the way, I gave away a couple of face tracks, homemade face tracks to friends. Compass. The north. Take a look at the map. North is pointing towards number 8, which is that way. So we're going to get a compass marker right there, and just dump it in there, and then do a Control X to point it in the right direction. Then it says snow, dust, mist. There's nothing like that. You can put a no quarter counter, which is under info, and no other actually under unit, infantry, and prisoners. And then this doesn't mean that no quarter is in effect. You actually have to right click on it and say allied, reset, or axis, depending on what's going on. Weather, mild breeze from the northwest at start. Okay, so let's go back to the counters and say other. Uh, Here, no wind and mild breeze. Mild breeze is under wind force, wind direction from the northwest. So I believe this is the right direction. ECs are moderate. ECs are moderate. There you go. You can put a gust marker, so if gusts occur, um, you know, you have it there. And that's pretty much it for this thing. Okay. Um, Looking good. Now, it is an SSF and you want to have some detail on it. So when you play it, you don't always go looking for stuff. I'm going to try and position these babies well. This is well positioned. Okay, and what I need are 3 or 4 what we call overlays again, but this time I'm going to actually I'm going to try oh yeah, I'm going to just put let's see, I'm going to put some uh, labels here and there. The next thing I'd like to do is do some research on the units that were combatants, and here I found the 22nd Battalion New Zealand. And ordinarily, what I like to look for is their album. Let's go back and see if we can find their album. Now we're going to continue. 22nd Battalion. There it is. Something there. Well, in this case, that picture is too big. Or let's take a look at the site here. See if we unroll war diary, blah blah blah, photographs. Let's see if we can find something more succinct. Okay, emblem. Oh, fancy that. Who dares wins? That Greeks have adopted that as well. I want to right click and copy image address. We're going to put in VASL. Let's see if I can do this in one shot. This is where I want to put it. And what we're going to do is click on label and put opening bracket, which is greater than sign, HTML closing bracket, IMG SRC equals quote, control V, closing quote. And then we're going to put width equals 200, height equals 200. And then let's see if that does the trick. Closing bracket, HTML, and say, let's see if that is the, oops, that ain't gonna work. Okay, label. I think we should put these in quotes. Everything seems to be okay. Okay. I finally succeeded and I got myself a great picture. Only syntax error was not putting the image tag in opening and closing brackets like you see here. All right, with that said, let's do an alt. There we go. Shift and bring it a little bit closer. I think I got the dimensions pretty well square on. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. And now the hard part, I suppose, is getting the Strum regiment. So let's see if we can find something for an emblem for these Strum battalion. Wrong. Battalion on Strum regiment. Fun. See what the emblem looks like. Oh, Strum, Luftland Strum regiment. Braun. I guess we can go back one and add emblem at the end of the search. Let's see. I'm not too sure if this is the right insignia. Nope. Very inappropriate. Hmm. Let's see which division they're part of. So I'll find a little emblem for the German player as well. I'm going to remove all the moves by clicking on that button. And then I'm just going to set myself a little reminder as to where the British player has to set up. Just by clicking in this label, I'm going to delete line 2 because we don't need it. It's just an extra text. And then go on to the actual label and I'll make another HTML command, opening bracket, HTML, and put here elements of the company, 22nd New Zealand Battalion, ELR. There's never enough reminders of ELR. 4, closing bracket, set up, and maybe you can put a little BR command here to make it second line. Set up in non-road X's on between hex rows N and T, and then 3. And then closing HTML. And then say OK. That should align properly, and if it doesn't, you can tug it over, just like that. Now we named the leaders, we got some emblems, and here what I'm going to do is do the same thing for the Germans, opening HTML command, and then say Abteilung Braun. That means Team Braun. Battalion I Strun Regiment 1 ELR 4 closing bracket. Enter. I'm going to put a BR. That's a break, line break. Enter on turn 1 by glider. Echo 8 dot, semicolon, and san 2, closing bracket, and closing HTML tag. And that's how easy it is to set up a scenario file in VASL, and you're ready to go. Easy breezy. Yep. So if you have any other questions, do comment below. And let's go to the second half of this video, which is some comments that I received for my previous video. So let's check them out. So here's a comment from Steve Hall. Very music video, George. Loved the Italian national anthem at the beginning. Yes, I think Hello Legion's reprint is fantastic value given that you get what you get. Wow, like half of 100 scenarios. I was about to say 500,000, but a little bit over 50 scenarios. That's a heck of a bargain. If you then add LFT 14, Le Franc Terreur 14, you can play Italians forever. I'm sure you can. Historical conflict, I believe that's Gamer Hudson. Dang, 234. Yep. I just started clipping my times. Bada bing. Egrunt. Um, Gamer Hudson, I think he tuned in on the fact that I was counting Italian. Uno, due, tre, quattro. And Valen Sinclair, 6750, said, George, in a recent video, you say, to be quite frank with you, I'm a little bit fed up with unboxing videos. Not my cup of tea, change of brand of tea, yes. I went from Red Rose to Twinnings, Earl Grey, for a little bit of a perk up. But again, I'm not that keen on unboxing videos. I think that the purpose of this video here was a little bit of play on the Italians as well as opening up the scenario. It did take a lot of work for me to complete it, and basically what I was doing here was, other than a play of Italians, was I also was my first attempt at using a video editor. And let me tell you, that was a horrendous experience because you might have a small video, but once you use a video editor to compile different parts to the same video, it becomes one huge file, and it took me about a day and a half to upload. Yeah. On my Facebook, some commentary, and very interesting as well. Let's see if I can find that. Oops, that ain't it. Things perfect, guys. So here's the post, and basically what I posted on Facebook was, question to the brain hive, where's the gabagool? So the gabagool is something that, a comment that, or a question I was asking in the video. Gabagool is capicolo. And quite a few people, I guess, um, commented and were interested in it. Michael Hershey wrote, forget about it. Greg Dietrich, they didn't have any, only a Sino Morte. Dennis Donovan, the only one I know about was a special rule for non-wooden structures called stone-dad buildings. Okay. Dennis Donovan again, I don't think it was a rule, but in Halo Legions, dummy stacks are called fugazis. Oh, well, who laughed at that one? Let's see. Fugazis. Wasn't Gabagool the villain on the Smurfs? No, I think that was Gargamel. As in, I don't play, I don't pay attention to such Gabagool. I guess not. Eric answered, what the heck is going on? And Oliver Gray responded, Eric Garant, Gabagool is another name for capicola, an Italian cured meat that combines the words for head, capo, and neck, colo. Capicolo is made using a prime cut of pork from the neck and shoulder. Oliver Gray, colo in Greek is, can't say it here. Giorgio has learned something new every day. I just searched the meaning of taboo, and that was the one that was most prominent. Yeah, you got it. So I'm glad these posts are generating interest. I'm 45 minutes in, guys. I hope our discussion about Tavronitis Bridge was insightful. I think I got to reread my history books on that one. And you also know now, and again, and I'm not tired of reiterating how great of a module this is for long distance play. And during the pandemic, it saved a lot of people. It was harsh, but being locked in. Oh well, but I did get to play some live games actually, and I hope to do so again if the opportunity arises. And I also hope to do a video with actual cardboard and counters. And this time I learned my lesson. I think that going the route of actually editing a full-length video, clipping, and collating will not be the way to go, but what I can do is I can do a photograph of each unit moving, of each unit firing, and compile that into a video. And I think that will be feasible on my end given the technology that I have. Again, thanks for watching. Thank you to all that subscribed since the beginning. If you heard some background noise, look, the kids have to have fun too, eh? They're no longer kids, but giant football players, but you know, they have to have their fun too. And so far it's working out fine. So there you have it. With that said, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and telling everybody about this channel. The channel is growing, surely, slowly and surely. So take care and have fun.